They gave this. So, is it okay? Do you have time for this?
Yes, doctor.
So we go to the definition coronary artery anatomy. So this is the outline, the lecture. So we have here a 46-year-old male, a smoker, a hypertensive, alcoholic drinker, experience sudden onset of chest tightness. And Mr. Miguel Tony knows him. So, so ischemia is a reversible condition due to deficiency of oxygen delivery for a given demand and manifest as T-wave inversions in ECG. And it is potentially reversible in unstable angina and non-QMI, but it becomes irreversible when you have a Q-wave MI. Yes, please. So MI is defined as gross necrosis of the myocardium as a result of interruption of the blood supply to the airway. So you can see this necrotic tissue here. So sorry, I do not have my pointer. So this is the normal coronary artery anatomy. The left coronary artery and the right coronary artery arise from the base of the aorta. The left coronary artery divides into the circumflex and the anterior descending, and the right coronary artery goes to the posterior and inferior portion of the aorta. So the atherosclerosis is a process of build-up of cholesterol and plaque in the blood vessel. Next slide. There are several non-invasive tests to diagnose coronary artery disease. We know our resting electrocardiogram, but unfortunately, it is a very non-specific and non-sensitive test. So we get a lot of false positives and false negatives with resting ECG. That's why we usually make use of exercise ECG or your treadmill test. It has a sensitivity of roughly 70%. More sensitive tests are stress echocardiography, where you perform resting echocardiography, you ask the patient to exercise and repeat the echo, and you analyze the wall motion of the heart. And another test are the nuclear imaging tests. The definitive diagnosis of coronary artery disease is through the use of coronary angiogram, wherein a catheter is inserted into the femoral artery, the groin or the brachial artery, the arm, and a dye is injected into the catheter. So that way, the coronary arteries are visualized. So you can see the blockade as indicated by these arrows here. A new test is intravascular ultrasound, wherein a catheter is inserted inside the coronary artery. And the inside of the coronary artery can be visualized now. Since there are cases where there is no evidence of disease on the angiogram, but because of a phenomenon called positive remodeling. But by means of intravascular ultrasound, these atheromatous plaques can be detected. Major risk factors, I think you already know that. And we have the emerging risk factors. So the main pathophysiology of acute myocardial infarction is plaque rupture, wherein your atheromatous plaque ruptures and it exposes the blood elements to the subendothelial tissue. The endothelium, the smooth endothelium, is disrupted. Other causes are vasospasm, anemia, thyroid, hyperthyroidism, and stimulant drugs. And for the information of many cases of MI occur at rest. So this is plaque rupture. When a plaque ruptures, platelets accumulate at the site of rupture, and other factors are also released, eventually leading to blood clot formation. Signs and symptoms. It is often described as heavy squeezing or crushing, and it is felt mostly in the central portion of the chest. So yung mga left-sided chest pain, right-sided chest pain are usually not due to myocardial ischemia. So it can be felt anywhere from the epigastrium up to the jaw. And it may radiate usually to the ulnar aspect of the left arm. Next slide, please. Other symptoms are nausea, sweating, vomiting, anxiety, and sense of impending doom. When you have an MI, you feel that maybe it's about time. They say it's really a very scary feeling. There was one cardiologist who described when he was having an MI, he was in the kitchen and his wife was there. He was not moving, he would not even want to talk because he was afraid that any kind of movement or even speaking would add to the discomfort. So it's really scary. So diagnosis of MI, chest pain, the typical chest pain, ECG changes and cardiac enzymes, and you need 2 out of 3 to make the diagnosis. So we have during an MI, we have evolutionary changes in the ECG. So it starts from the hyperacute signal. And then you have the ST elevation and the appearance of Q wave. And then the ST elevation reverts to its isoelectric or normal position with the P wave inversion. So at first you already know your ECG. Pick P wave. So your P wave here in A becomes taller than normal. This is called hyperacute. That occurs in the first few hours. And then this is followed by ST elevation and then appearance of Q wave. This is acute MI. And then when your ST elevation reverts to normal, and that is usually days to weeks after the event, that is called undetermined, age undetermined MI. And when your P wave reverts to its normal upright pattern, that with the persistence of the Q wave, that is old MI. So example of